And we can talk about Ryan too, because he tried to come for me.
Oh yeah, we're live. But oh no, I'm definitely gonna get to Ryan. Definitely. I don't know what's his deal. He was on Janice's channel actually. Remember last time when you was in chat, Janice was in our comments. And I was like, I didn't watch her video, so I don't know what she said. And I was like, not him jumping in the comments like he got something to say. He must got something to say.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we want to get.
Is there?
What?
Is there a way for me to see the chats too?
You can't see it?
No.
I think. Let me see how it looks in the studio because I don't use the phone.
Like, I wonder if I click chat.
Click on chat. See what happens.
Comments. Okay, yeah, I can see.
You can see now? Can you see you?
Or just I can't see. I can see like a little bit of me, but not really, but that's fine.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. So yeah, girl, we about to have this good old conversation because we've been wanting to have this conversation for a long time. Just gonna wait for everybody to start coming in because I can't stand when we start a live, and it is kind of our fault because we started early, right? So I hate when everybody started joining, like, oh my god, I missed it. Start over. What I missed? Who said what? Who did what? Okay, so I was like, let's just start early. Get everybody into the room. Hey y'all coming in. Hey y'all. Okay. So hold on. Let me make sure I got everything up. The screenshots from everything. I think there's a net and it's getting on my nerve. Okay. Daddy, is my brother-in-law about to cough up a balloon? About to cough up a balloon, girl. I tell you, I gotta stop smoking. Not good for your lungs. Okay, so girl, so let's just get into this conversation, right? So I know when you made the video, I said, didn't I tell you to block him? Didn't I? We had a whole conversation. I said, girl, block him. Make sure you block him on the social media. Make sure you block his phone number. Don't talk to him because guys like Zack are going to try to manipulate you, try to convince you that what you're doing is wrong, try to make you feel bad about all of that. And what you do?
See, I thought he would be smart enough to not contact me again, but he did, so.
But why'd you answer?
I don't know, because it just happened like so out of nowhere. I was just laying in bed, was expecting that the situation was finally dying down, and then here he comes calling me. And I'm like, what else could he possibly want? So
all right, so we having girl chat, so we're gonna talk, right? So did you at any point really feel like maybe he was going to apologize? Maybe he wants to make this better. Maybe he want to work this out.
I mean, I was hoping for an apology, but I was hoping that it would be one that I didn't have to ask for. Mm-hmm. Because I knew that he had apologized to Bao multiple times, but I never got any sort of apology. But he started off the conversation by bringing up the other women that have come forward, upset that I've been in contact, that they've been in contact with me and that I've been talking to them. I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't involve you at all. Like,
right. So, but all right. Did you think, all right, what if hypothetically, right? What if this conversation didn't go the way it went, right? What if Zack was like, oh, I apologize. Maybe we can work this out. Maybe, like, would you have considered it? Like, just be honest.
No, there's nothing to work out.
No. Because I'm like, girl, I said block him. Don't answer the phone.
Yeah, well, because especially now seeing like even like his grave just keeps getting dug deeper and deeper because another girl came out and she posted a screenshot on Reddit and their conversation I think started at like 10:29 a.m. or something on November 29th, that Monday.
I heard about that. That's not the girl that was in the screenshots that you sent me the other night, right?
No, it was a different girl.
Child,
This
one
girl
from Married at First Sight?
I think her and him started seeing each other in August. I'm pretty sure she's the one. There's so many now. There's like 7. It's hard to keep up. But yeah, I think she's from like August. But she shared that screenshot, and then I was like, oh my gosh, that's the day that he started blowing up my phone because Bao had found out about everything. So I went to my messages and saw like the time that he had called me, because he had texted me right after he called and asked me to answer. And he had started calling me at 10:05 that morning, and was at that point like trying to apologize and fix things with Bao because of me. But then at 10:29 is texting another girl, and she asked him if he was dating Bao, and he was denying it to her.
So I got a comment. So like Moonlight said, girl, it's weird at this point. You're definitely thirsty and a clout chaser. It's crazy people still entertain you. Okay, so for one, I'm going to entertain this because we didn't get the chance to talk, so we're going to talk. Okay, Moonlight, that's what we're going to do over here. Okay, but what would you say about people who say you thirsty, you clout chasing, you doing all of this for clicks and views, you want to be seen type of situation?
I'm not clout chasing at all. My intentions with any of this was never to get any clout. First of all, I don't know why people act like Zack is some like A-list celebrity or anything like that. But like, I am not going to continue to be dragged by his family saying that I'm the cause of his mental health issues and that I'm the reason why he has to be on all these medications and stuff. Like, clearly his family is like enabling all this behavior, and this vicious cycle is only going to continue. So honestly, like, he needed some sort of public humiliation in order to reduce his God complex, like thinking that he's up on this high horse and that he was just going to continue to hurt more and more women. And people can think it's for clout, that's fine. If you have a problem with it, you don't have to watch this. You don't have to engage in anything. But the women that were directly impacted have thanked me for this and thanked me for coming forward and sharing this, because in all honesty, like, in the future, women that are going to be with him, if they do look him up, they know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand that. Because there are some women who go through stuff who don't want to say anything. So they do feel like, oh, thank you so much for having the courage. Because when people say stuff like that, like, oh, you doing it for clout, oh, you doing this for this, then it makes it seem like, well, Dad, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Like when we were talking and you were like, people are mad I put the video up. I said, girl, leave that video up. People won't be mad regardless. Yeah. So it's the internet. Either you watch it or you don't watch it. Click off or stay on, okay?
Yeah. Okay. And I never asked people to like follow my Instagram or anything. I put my Instagram out there and I said people can reach out to me if you have any questions and you need me to clarify anything. But I haven't opened up my page. My page is still on private. When I released the video, I don't have any intentions of ever posting again on YouTube. And I didn't ask for people to subscribe or anything like that. I was simply just putting out that video for people to see, because a lot of people were still questioning whether I was lying about the whole situation or not. So I'm like, no, this is basically like the mic drop of it all. Like, everything that I've said has been proven right here, and you can hear in his own words his admission to things. So
I feel like he was trying to manipulate you to not say anything else when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Because he was like, it's your fault. It's your fault that this is public. It's your fault. Like, I hope this just go away. Like, you should be done. Like, I'm just sitting here like, ooh, girl, you better than me, because I cursed him out.
Yeah.
I cursed him out.
Yeah. And like, how is me releasing the receipts of you any different from you posting all those receipts from your ex-wife trying to make her look bad? You're just mad because now people see you for who you really are.
Right. So I want to get into one of these screenshots, because the screenshot, hold on, let me get it up, from Zack's brother, right? The one that you sent me. And hold on, let me share the screen with everyone. Because, girl, first of all, when he said you jumped into a married man's DM, I said, not him married now.
Yeah, exactly.
I dated now.
Exactly. And people are acting like I went in his DMs and was like, do you want to fuck? I literally said, hey. And then Zack took it all from there.
But be honest, you was trying to not necessarily like bang him, but you were wanting to really get to know him.
Yeah.
You had the intent of like hooking up with him. But did you consider his marriage to Michaela from Married at First Sight? Did you even consider that a real marriage, or did you really just think like, oh, it must be a TV thing?
Well, from what I had heard about it, I was like, no way. And then from when I asked him about it, he was like, oh no, I'm just waiting to get divorced. And then it was basically like he just couldn't get divorced because of the contract that he had with the show.
Right. So it felt like, okay, whatever. And then you didn't know that he was dating another cast member, correct?
No. And that's another thing that I started to question, because like his brother was attacking me, calling me a homewrecker and all this stuff for like being with his brother. But I'm like, why did you guys not have that same energy towards Bao? Like, nothing against Bao, but why did you guys not have that same energy towards her? Like, if he's supposedly in this marriage still with Michaela.
Right. I mean, it makes sense to me. Not it must be magic in that lotion that got Zack. Zack, so he never brought you the lotion, right? He never gave you none of his quilts and blankets and lotion. Did you ever see any of it? Do he really make them?
I don't think so. I never saw any crochet sticks, anything. I also don't even believe that he actually has a dog, because I never saw the dog.
Y'all, did we ever see Zack's dog? Y'all, we not about to sit up here and say this man got no dog. Because now that you say it, I don't know if he got a dog or not. You're right. Even on the TV, he didn't show the dog, right?
No, and he's just in Louisiana now. Like, where's the dog?
Child, I don't know. Now he ain't got no dog. He lied about the dog.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him.
You guys, just so you know, we are going to be reading some comments and responding to some comments. Like I said, I don't mind you guys saying anything or asking anything. Just be as respectful as possible. Don't be nasty. Okay, there's a nice way to ask what you want to ask without being nasty. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. So the first one is this is from his brother, right? So yeah. Okay, so he said, you're absolutely pathetic. You're not heartbroken. You don't care about Zack. If you did, you wouldn't be trying to make Zack look like the bad guy. Girl, I said not Zack look like the bad guy. Okay, Stevie J Jr.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God, they're all delusional.
It sounds like it. So then he said, and Zack sure as hell doesn't care about you, in all caps. Now he's yelling. He's mad. He was big mad. Okay. I hope you really engraved that factoid in your head. I feel like at this point, like, boy, bot. Okay. He said he barely even knows you, and I can't stress that enough. Now, this is the brother. Why is the brother so angry? Did you ever meet the brother at all?
No. No.
Okay. He said, you are the biggest clout chaser I've ever seen in my life. And it is so obvious. How many people naturally records a phone conversation? Like, come on, man. You couldn't even have hid your clout chasing intentions a little bit. So basically what he's saying, like, you was out here, like, you recorded this for clout, which we established that you felt like you just wanted to get out.
And before you read the second part, that night also, Zack was telling Bao and I that he was going to release like an amazing apology and that people were going to like love him for it. And I was talking to an attorney about it, and the attorney was like, that most likely means that he's going to come up with all these lies and try to discredit everything you said. And so I was like, well, I did record the phone call. And the attorney was like, well, you might as well get ahead of him and post that, because then he doesn't have a leg to stand on, because you've proven that everything you've said is true and that all he does is lie. So
when you recorded this phone call, what was your intention though? Was your intention to record it to use if needed, or like what was the intention when you recorded it?
Well, there is some like personal like things that have come out that is a potential lawsuit against Zack. So I needed to get admission from him on this situation for the attorney, and I got the admission that I need. And so,
this is going deep.
Yeah, for like for personal things that I have not shared and that I probably won't share because of like privacy things. But yeah, a potential lawsuit. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Zack, don't play with fire unless you want to get burnt, child. Yeah. Woo. All right. And a part of me is like trying to get into it, but I ain't gonna get into it because you say it's legal. Okay, so I'm gonna let it go. It's eating me up inside. I ain't gonna lie. It's eating me up inside, but I'm gonna let it go. Okay. So then he said, also, let's stop acting like you're so innocent in this situation and that Zack is the only person that did something wrong. Don't forget that you were the man who slid in a married man's DMs with the intention to get to know him. What's wrong with, okay, so I get why he's saying married, but if that's the same case, where's that energy for Val, right? Like, where's the energy for him dating someone else while he's married? It obviously was good enough for him to be dating people.
Well, they were okay with him dating Val because that was going to get him more popularity and give him a better public image. But the fact that now that he was with me and that I outed him on his bullshit and ruined his public image, that's why they're upset.
Right. And I don't understand what he means by with the intention to get to know him. That's what, if you slide in anybody's DMs, that's always the intention. That was confusing. Yeah. Well, he then goes in to say, you noticed him on the show, said to yourself, I don't care about being a home wrecker. It's laughable. Hold on. Okay, wait. I don't care about being a home wrecker and disrupting a marriage, regardless of the quality of the marriage. I'm going to shoot my shot and hopefully I can get some clout. You should really question your integrity and not worry about others. Hope this helps give you some perspective. Child, I blame your mama. I blame your father. I blame them all.
He's coming at me on Instagram, attacking me, then going to Reddit with some sob story about I have to sleep with Zack every night now, blah blah blah. Zack is a grown-ass man, okay? Like, and so this argument went on for a little bit. He continued to like send me paragraphs even though I told him that I don't know why he's messaging me. And so then I ended it with I don't know why you're messaging me. Don't you need to go tuck your brother in? Like, to sleep? Don't you need to go tuck Zack in?
But you want to know something? Hold on, let me take this off the screen. Let me stop the screen share so we can see. Okay, so you want to know something? When we were watching the episode, we all kept saying, Zack don't know how to deal with conflict. Zack don't know how to do anything. His mother, his father, they babied him. His family, they babied him. We knew something was up when he was always crying. But the thing that got me was when, now that we see how they respond to his behavior, it's kind of like, girl, this all your fault. My brother could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Not once did he ever say that Zack was wrong for giving you alcohol when you were underage. Not once did he say Zack was wrong for dating women while being on a show crying about the fact that he wanted this so bad. Where's that accountability? Girl, I'm gonna say it for you.
Zack loves, I said it before, I was like, Zack loves to be held until it's accountable for his actions. Like, he likes to be held to cry and all this other shit, but he doesn't want to be held accountable. Like, he's just annoying. Like, his whole family is delusional, and his parents are talking about me on Facebook groups and stuff, and then they're like attacking me on Facebook groups, and then what was it? Oh yeah, someone had posted that Gil had posted like his PO box address or something.
Yeah.
And then Zack's dad commented on it yesterday and was like, "That's so sad."
I'm gonna need his parents to go away. Like, what they want? What they want?
They want everyone to just forget about the fact that all this happened.
Not his mom is as bad as Chris' mom. He's the enabler. Yo, I should. What's the Summer Walker lyric, y'all? I blame your mama because she should have whooped your ass. Okay, that's what she should have did. She should have whooped his behind because he out here acting a fool. Who raised him?
He has his brother, his dad, his mom, his brother's wife, all in this Facebook group talking about me and stuff, and people send me screenshots, and I'm just like,
Do you at any point regret it because of some of the negativity?
I mean, I kind of knew going into it there was a chance of negative backlash, and I know, like, in my, like, heart and what my intentions were with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the other women involved and Bao have, like, expressed a lot of gratitude towards me for doing this, like, makes up for the fact that people have tried to drag me, because in all reality, like, that's who it's for. And it, like, he had other, I've heard that he had other ex-girlfriends coming to social media, like, while the show was airing, saying, like, he's putting on an act, like, this is not who he really was, and stuff like that. And, like, so in a way, like, it vindicates them too, because people said that he was on the show talking about how, like, all his exes were bad or something. He hadn't even told me that before, that they were all the problems in the relationship. Because I remember I asked him one time, I was like, so why did your, like, relationships not work out? Because he was asking me why my past relationships hadn't worked out. And he was like, I guess I'm just too good of a guy. And so I kind of just laughed at that, thinking it was a joke. But now looking back, he probably actually thinks that.
I believe he does. I believe that he doesn't believe he's a problem in any of his relationships. I mean, I noticed that just from watching 2 hours of the show and one episode, something's in my eye that he is bothering me. That he doesn't believe he's the one who caused people to react the way he reacts. So I feel like, you know how he was saying, oh, Michaela, she explodes. Like, all my exes just explode for no reason. Child, this is all the women around Zack just be exploding, and he don't understand why. I'm starting to realize that this man is stupid. Like, you don't get it yet. I mean, if this doesn't make it clear to him, what else will at this point?
And now he's on Instagram deleting the hate comments on his picture too.
Because he doesn't care as long as his following's not going down.
Exactly.
That's pathetic. Now that's pathetic.
Yeah, because, like, a couple people messaged me on Instagram and they were like, hey, like, I had commented something on his post, but I don't see it anymore because I think he deleted
it.
Block
him. Block him.
Nope. Well, I don't follow him anymore. And he brought that up in the call too. He's like, you don't follow me.
Block. I'm gonna keep saying it because I told you. Because what's happening is he still has this. He's still manipulating you and controlling you in some sense, right? Because he still has access to you, and as long as he has access to you, he's going to continue to do something. So I feel like for Zack, any negative or bad, any good or bad press or exposure for him keeps his name floating, right? So as soon as he feels like, oh, you know what, Elena go talk, let me go talk to her, let me go tell her something, let me go do something, because he knows that you're going to respond. He knows that you are still emotionally invested. And so he's going to continue to use that. He's going to continue to use you for that being, and you're going to continue to be manipulated.
Well, I don't fall for any of his shit. So
you say that because he's not saying the right stuff. I've been there. He's not saying what you want to hear. I strongly believe, and you know, because we talking, right? I strongly believe that if he says the right things, he can get you to reel it in. I strongly believe that because I've been that girl before, where in a moment it feels like, nah, ain't no way, nope, I'm over it, I'm done with that, right? But say the right thing to you, especially when your heart has been involved in it, child, you'll deal with a lot of things before you let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want, just like you answered that phone call. I mean, I know you had your underlining intention, but I'm just saying you're vulnerable and you're still young and impressionable. So I don't want that to replay. You know what I mean? Just a little sprinkle out there.
Yeah. At this point, I just need to block his whole family.
Girl.
And Ryan. Because I don't know why Ryan keeps getting involved.
What is up with Ryan and Zack? Had you ever heard anything about Ryan when you were messing with Zack?
He talked about how like they hung out a lot.
Really? So they were really close, you think?
Yeah.
I just don't know what the heck. Ryan works on my last everlasting nerve. Okay. And I only say this because, like, for someone who was like not a non-factor the whole season, I don't understand how he ends up being so vocal after the season. One of the screenshots you sent to me was for him commenting on Janice. Shout out to Janice Hilson. That's my YouTube sister. Okay, that's my first YouTube sister ever. Okay. And congratulations, girl, to 13K. Okay. But anyway, back to the point at hand, because y'all know I get distracted easy. Ryan has said, what's funny is Zack didn't even know how to say her name. And I talked to him last week. Super serious relationship here. Also, please don't link this crap, Janice. I don't know what that's about because I didn't watch it yet. But I do want to be like, how does Zack know? How does Ryan know that you didn't know his name? Like,
well, and
boy,
like, and Ryan ended up deleting that comment because he was getting so much hate for it. Like, oh, you're out here trying to defend Zack, but in reality, you're making him look even worse because Ryan, come on, you know that Zack knows how to pronounce my name. We all know that Zack knows how to pronounce my name, but by you saying that he's acting like he doesn't, it's just making him look worse. It's like, oh, so he was playing with this girl's emotions, using her, and he doesn't even know her name.
But was this on the actual? Wasn't this on one of the video where he called you?
Yes.
So he don't know your name and he calls you. Ryan, sit down because it sounds stupid.
Yeah, like if I could probably find a point in the call where he said my name. He knows how to pronounce my name. So
right. Hold on. So this comment said his family is not going to wake up till Zack gets hurt playing games with people. It only takes that one chick crazier than Michaela. Exactly. Okay, who doesn't care about going to jail to do something? I'm telling you, women don't mess with a woman's heart. Okay, you blow up all your stuff and don't care who get hurt in the process. Mm-mm. So, luckily you're not that, crazy. But when do you know of any of the women who was actually who he was actually messing with during filming, or has any of the girls come out, the ones he was messing with during filming? Because we've been saying that when he went home to go get that TV, that he was with somebody.
Yeah, well, one of the girls, she said that they met in December of 2020, and then they talked for a while, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm getting married like in like 2 weeks, so we have to stop talking." So then he got married, and then like a week into filming, he started hitting her up again, and they started seeing each other again.
While filming?
Yeah, and then I got his admission to hanging out with other women on the phone too. Like, he just sounded so casual about it. I was like, there's other women like coming forward claiming they were messing with you or seeing you while you were on the show. And he was like, yeah.
Yo, I can't. But the thing about it that really just irks my nerve is because it's the manipulation of the audience for me. Okay. The whole time he was sitting there crying how bad he wanted this. He wanted this his whole entire life. He needed this and everything. I just don't understand. I saw right through it. But when you talk about this emotional connection that you guys had, can you explain that into a little bit more detail? Because I feel like for a lot of people who was listening, they didn't understand how you got so emotionally involved, especially after you said that, the peen wasn't good at all. So I feel like people were like, if the sex was wet, why was she even staying? Or things like that. So could you give us like just a little bit more insight on what happened?
Well, it was like, the way he treated me, and like he seemed very invested in my life and like my past and everything. And I had shared with him that the most recent like experience that I'd had with a guy was like awful. The guy like played me in the worst way. And so he just gave me all these like empty promises, basically, like, oh, I would never be like that. And like, I think I shared too much with him by telling him like the things that I don't like about a guy and like what I do look for in a relationship, because then he just fed into all that. He made sure to make it very clear to me that the things that turn me off in a relationship are not qualities that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And he would always just like try to explain to me that he's a good guy and all this other stuff, and I just believed him. I don't know why I believed him, but like, as everyone knows, like, he's so manipulative. He has his whole family, his mommy, his daddy, his brothers, their wives, their girlfriends, all manipulated into thinking that he's this great guy.
Not he manipulated the whole family.
Yeah, literally.
The ones who raised him.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing his mother coddle him, she gives me that, not my son energy anyway. So
Yeah, and his brother is on, like, was on Reddit trying to say that Zack is in a horrible mental state and that they're so concerned for him and his safety. And like, for one, when I brought up the balcony situation on the call recording, he kind of laughed a little bit, like, huh, I was serious. And then two, like, if the mental state that he's in is that serious, why are you guys all on social media, like,
announcing it,
commenting on this stuff? Like, why is your main concern right now not your son? Why is it me?
Right. So they basically blaming you for his mental health issues.
Yeah, like, apparently he's on all these medications and stuff because of me, but in all reality, like I said, there would have been nothing. Yes, I take accountability for this going public, but there would have been nothing to make public if Zack hadn't done all this.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry, my computer is about to die. Let me put the charger in and I'm gonna be right back. You guys can ask her questions and she may answer or she may not, but be respectful while I go get my charger, okay? Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. If he is in such a horrible state, he needs to be admitted to a hospital. He doesn't need to be in a bedroom sleeping with his brother. Does he still have a job? You know, he always was saying that he was, like, working at home, but, like, I never saw him do any work. Like, he just had, like, these books out as if it was, like, he wanted me to think that he had this great job, but I never saw him do any work. And I would come over there sometimes while he was working, but he was never really doing anything. Yes, I'm still in school. Yeah, and he's supposedly on all these medications, and his brother was trying to say that those medications caused him to not remember anything that happened on the phone call. I was like, he remembers everything from that phone call. No, I did not see him while they were filming.
Somebody said, we already said, she said it wasn't a decent lay. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Like, average wasn't good. Like, below average scale.
It's very below average.
Oh
So.
Lord, not a very below average. So why
and I had high expectations because he'd always tell me that once I go Zack, I can't go back.
That's the saying.
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Girl, I'm so over. You should have laughed when he said that. That's what should have been a gag. Okay, not once you go Zack, you can't go back. Child, Zack been saying that for a long time. He's definitely been saying that for a long time.
And someone asked what my plan is for healing from this.
Okay, what's your plan?
I honestly plan on, I need to start going to therapy because it really opened my eyes to the fact that, like, I have not healed from past traumas, and it's almost like I understand, like, that it was a risk for me to go to his apartment, like not really knowing him.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that like putting myself in like risky situations and stuff has become kind of a pattern for me since I was assaulted, which is a common thing for victims of assault. Because it's almost like I have this void that I've been trying to fill, but it's never going to be fulfilled by anyone other than me. I have to come to terms with what happened to me and not just constantly try to like suppress it and think that, oh, with time I'll just heal from it, because there are certain things that time can't heal. So
Right.
I think I need to like really seek like a professional to help me and guide me into better healing process, so that hopefully in the future, like I go into these situations with more respect for myself.
That's good, girl. Okay, I'm proud of you because you're young. People don't. I think people don't really get that you're what 21. So some of the things that a normal 30, 40-year-old would never fall for definitely happens when you're young. Like this is the time where you make these dumb decisions, and it just so happened that we look. I made some dumb decisions. It just so happened that none of them was on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got played. It just so happened that none of them was on TV for me to blast him on the world, but I definitely was blasting him on the social media. That's why I don't understand how people act like this is so new when they be blasting their baby fathers and everybody on their own social media, and then be right back with them the next day. Like, come on, this is normal.
Yeah, and like for example, when I was assaulted, I was 19, and after obviously like when the investigation and the court case and stuff was going on, like I couldn't post anything because everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But after the guy was found guilty and charges were like officially filed and everything, like I was allowed to speak on it. I posted the guy's mugshot and with my whole story about it, because I was trying to bring awareness to the fact that like this stuff happens. Like people need, like I wanted women to like look out for this kind of stuff. And even him, like he did not get that much time. So I was like, hopefully in the future, if people like look him up, like this is the stuff that they'll see. So he wasn't famous, but I put him on blast because he hurt me, and I wanted to share my experience with other people. And with the whole Zack situation, obviously they're not the same. The assault was much more traumatic, but hopefully in doing this, people see like not even women that are going to go after Zack in the future, but women that are going to go after people like him. They know the warning signs to look for, and they don't end up in the same position that I ended up in.
So that is why you took. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm frozen. I just noticed that I'm frozen, but as long as you can hear me, I'm fine with that. So that's why you took this so personal, because you've been through this before, and I'm glad that you realize that you seek out some of the same men.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women don't learn that until they're like 40 and wondering why they're not married or why they've been in all these crazy relationships. And they want to continue to blame the men when at some point we have to take responsibility for our actions, because we at the end of the day do choose who we decide to mess with, right?
Yeah. And I do take accountability for not noticing like the red flags with Zack, but
well, I don't think you should
I
have
was
to take
manipulated so
accountability,
much
because you don't know what red flags are. You're 21. You haven't even had enough life to know what the red flags look like.
Yeah, like I was explaining this to someone the other day, and I was like, you know, like you don't notice the red flags when you're wearing rose-colored lenses. Like they all look the same to me. And I've never really like I've never been with someone that treated me so good to the point where it's like, okay, like this is what I deserve. I've been treated like shit. So with Zack, even with his little efforts, like to me, it was a lot. Because, well, for one, the guy that I was with before Zack, when I opened up to him about like my assault and everything, he ghosted me and made me feel like horrible that that happened to me, as if that was something that I asked for. And then he ended up coming back into my life like with this whole sob story about like why he stopped talking to me because of it, and like I fell right back into that trap. but then some other shit ended up happening, and things
So
ended.
then you see why. So then you see why I said what I said earlier about blocking him, because you're still young, you're still naive, and you've been through this before, so you know how easy it is to get sucked back in. That's why I said, girl, block him.
Yeah,
block him, because for you.
And I'm pretty sure in one of the text conversations I shared, the one where Zack was saying like that he's a pretty honest guy or whatever, I'm pretty sure in those screenshots were some messages where I had told him like that I've been treated horribly by guys, and I even made that clear to him in person, like and I told him that like I'm not looking for someone who's gonna play with me and play with my emotions again. He made it like very known that that was not his intentions. He did not have any bad intentions with me, that all his intentions were good, and that he wanted to be with me, like, ultimately. But
that, unfortunately, that's what they do. And girl, if a man ever tell you he's not like them other men, he's just like them other men. Because a good man will show you he's not like them other men, as opposed to just telling you. But I'm glad that you started to realize what these red flags look like, and I'm glad that you're putting them out there so that the younger girls who come across these guys can see them as well. Any man that invites you to his house and offer you alcohol the first day is obviously trying to lay with you. Okay, he's not trying to get to know you. He's definitely trying to lay with you. Not saying that it always turned out bad, because that's what my husband did to me. He tried to lay with me. He was trying to lay with me the first day I met him. I did go to his house. That's why I'm like, I understand. Like, this isn't new. Like, I was 20. I was like 22, 23. Went to his house. I ain't lay with him that night, okay? But I definitely was drinking. But I'm just saying, like, it's not unheard of. It's not unnormal. So, like, that's why I try to take the judgment out of it. But I'm glad you realized that, girl.
Yeah, and like that's why some parts of this were just like eye-opening for me, and I'm glad that I'm really realizing these things at a young age, because I would have continued to get into these like bad relationships, and I really needed to accept the fact, like I said, that I need to heal from the past trauma. So I'm gonna be seeking, going to therapy and everything. So
I'm happy for you. Is there anything that you would like to say when it comes to like anything that you've been addressed with? You can still hear me, right?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm just trying to fix my camera. I don't know why I froze. But is there anything that you would like for people to know or understand about this whole experience that you think a lot of people are just not getting? Because I feel like we already know like the messy parts. We already know about like, the sex game. We know about what he did. But I feel like there's so many different layers to what Zack did to you, that people just don't want to address, because it's the norm, when it comes to how guys treat girls and how girls respond to men, and how this is normal for women to just get played. That's not normal. We should not just be getting played and chalk it up and let it go.
Yeah,
And it's
no, I think we need to normalize more of like what I decided to do and call people out on their bullshit, because you shouldn't just let people continuously treat people like this, and then and like there's like such a double standard. Like it's so okay. We're so okay with Zack going on that Q&A or whatever, trying to make his ex-wife look bad, as if he hadn't already done that enough. But then when I went and put him on blast and showed everything that he lied about and stuff like that, then there was a problem.
Oh, wrong camera. Hold on, I'm sorry. I had to fix my camera, so I gotta go back to the right one. Okay. Yeah, Rachel, we went over the text messages that Zack brother sent on Instagram. We read over them a little bit earlier in the live. Molly Love wants to know, do you know if he cheated with Michaela during filming?
Yeah, he admitted to it on the phone.
Girl, what? He admitted to like literally like sexing somebody?
Well, he said that he was hanging out with them, and then a little bit later on in the call, because he said a name, I didn't release that part, but he said that he had started sleeping with the girl.
So when he was really going to go get them TVs, y'all, he was really sleeping with somebody. You're right, Deborah. I'm not going to normalize that. That's not what we're doing. We're not normalizing going to men's house. I was just saying that it's not unheard of and it's not uncommon as a lot of people would think. Is it a good idea? Absolutely not. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I'm just being, y'all know I'm honest and transparent that this isn't the first time someone's went to someone's house. But next time go out on a date, go to a restaurant, go somewhere else, okay, so that you can really get to know them, talk to them in an open environment. So he actually admitted to sleeping with somebody doing the while he was married to Michaela. But yet his family come into the chat saying you slid into a married man's DMs.
And I believe that his family probably knew about the other women, or they have to know the way he acts. But I'm the home wrecker because I called him out on it. And I have tarnished his public image, and that's all they care about.
Oh yeah, they're all over the internet right now. The messages from the brother, you can find them everywhere. Okay,
somebody just needs to take all their phones away.
Their phones?
Yeah, someone needs to take his whole family's phones away.
They're not going to stop. I just really wish that if Zack is as bad as they say he is, that he's actually doing something. But a part of me feels like he's not, because if he threatened to jump off of a building or whatever he was threatening to do, and then had the nerve to call you and act like everything was okay and he don't understand why you're doing this, and talk to you in this like voice that's like, you know, condescending, kind of in a sense, it was like talking to you, like talking down to you. Like, why would you do this? It's your fault this is happening. It's your fault that, like, you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, and there were some points during the call where it would just sound like he would start crying, but then he would just start talking completely normal again. I was like what is going on?
I don't know, girl. I just don't. I don't know what got in my eye, but it is bothering me. I really just don't understand why he came on this show. Maybe for clout, maybe for, I guess, to get famous, because it worked in a Married at First Sight world. It worked, okay. But I just don't understand why would he be crying on a show saying he really wanted to get married and then be sleeping with another girl. So then maybe what he said about not sleeping with Michaela was true if he was sleeping with other people.
Well, and I think that he owes everybody involved an apology, including Michaela, because like recently, like I've tried to like really like dive into like especially some of the clips that he showed me and rewatch them, and then clips that I hadn't seen, and I saw the one of where she said that he had said something about like, don't tell people that we just did that, and he's in the room like, what, like really putting on an act to make sure that people know that she's lying. But at this point he's proven that nothing he says is credible, like, at all. So who knows how much of the show was just painting her in a bad light and making him look good.
Well, we already know what was happening with that. We already know what was happening that. But that's why I asked, because this is why I asked, was the D good? I know it's going circling back, but I think it was because I was wondering when they were saying she was like, we did other stuff, and she was like, don't say anything, because, you know, he said don't say anything. That's why I was wondering, was he like freaky? Because I was wondering if they was into some freaky stuff and she didn't want nobody to know. He didn't want nobody to know. And I was like, oh, okay. But now that I know that he not into no freaky stuff, that ain't no fun. Y'all got any more questions? Is Elena still talking to her friends? So who friends? What friends? When he
talking about probably the one that watched the show.
Oh, so have you talked to your friend What did she say about all of this? Did she apologize for hooking you up with him?
I mean, she was just like, she's just as shocked as everybody else because she thought he was like a
why
great
she
guy.
didn't tell you about the rumors? She was watching the show with us.
Girl. I think
I'm side-eyeing right now.
Maybe at that point, like, she didn't believe it, or she didn't. Well, when I asked her about it, she told me that she had stopped watching the season, like, after a specific episode. But I think partially she probably didn't want to tell me because she was afraid of, like, hurting me because she knew how happy I was, like, seeing him. But I don't know. So, I mean, I'm not her, so I really don't know. But
daggone that. We will have to take a few points off of her friend card. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, okay? Because, girl, okay, I'd have been like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. I didn't know he was going to be like this. I didn't know he was going to do this and all this was going on. But I definitely been a friend that, like, girl, he supposed to be dating down. There's no way she didn't hear the rumors. Right, but that's how I'm like, once you watch one YouTube video, you watch them all. Okay, they all start going through. They start popping up. They everywhere. That's why I was like, remember, I was asking, like, how did she not know? Even if you didn't know, how did she not know to tell you? Because, like, I'm sure she found out some stuff some way, somehow. They said that's not your friend. Please be more careful. And well, that's what actually Aubrey said. She said that is not your friend. Please be more careful, girl. In your 20s and 21s, you will learn that your friends ain't your friends. But that's none of my business. We're not here to talk about your friends. Okay. The light flickered. Who light mine? Oh, that I don't know. Wonder if he gave her. Gonna not answer that. Okay, I think we pretty much discussed anything else you want to discuss? Any more screenshots? Any more anything? Do you know do you know the girl that just put out the messages? Have you spoken to her personally, or is she like you have?
Yeah, I talked to her before she took things public.
Did you encourage her to, or is this a decision she made on her own?
She made it on her own. I told her, I was like, if you do decide that you want to go public, just know that me and all the other women involved have your back with everything. So, well, and yes, we've all taken tests or are pending test results.
Okay. Thank God. I'm glad that you use condoms. Okay. Glad that you use condoms. But remember what I said last live. Okay. Remember. Remember. I ain't gonna repeat, but remember. Okay. They said, did you block Zack yet? Did you block Zack yet? We gotta know. Okay. We said block Zack. We're gonna check. We're gonna check in a couple of days, y'all. Okay. Don't deal with married men until they have a divorce decree. Might get yourself hurt. That's true. Because somebody date my husband while we married together, and now I'm going after them, and that's on period. Okay, so let me stop. Elena, have you seen his dad's comment on Facebook?
Yes.
Which one was that?
Well, I've just been sent multiple of them. Him saying, like, I'm forgetting. Oh, he said, "What a fool." He called me a fool. And I saw him saying that Gil posting his P.O. box address was sad, as if his son isn't a whole tragedy in and of itself, but he's over here worried about Gil opening a P.O. box as if he doesn't have other concerns.
Gil not doing anything that no one has done. Shoot, I need to go get me a P.O. box, and that reminded me to put my little banner up, okay? But, like, I feel like if you have supporters and they want to support you, they will support you, and they won't. And there's always going to be somebody that says something. But that's because, they saying Gil's a dusty. They saying that he's a dusty. He ain't got no money. That's why he be using the girls. But that ain't none of my business, though. Okay. That's what they're trying to do. It sounds like take the attention off of Zack. Yeah.
No, Zack is topped everybody. Like, they're opening a P.O. box is on a completely different level compared to what Zack has done.
Zack dad called you a fool. Did you send me that one?
I'm not sure if I sent you that one. And then people have sent me screenshots of, like, arguments that they've gotten with his dad on Facebook over this situation.
I know. I think I seen one of the groups that I'm in, and she had said that his dad started going back and forth with her because she had posted, I think, your video or something like that. But I didn't have a chance to really like read into it. I just like skimmed through it, and I was like, "Ooh, child, they messy. They messy."
Mm-hmm. And they probably are in communication with Ryan too, trying to get him to speak on it. And that's probably why Ryan keeps finding his way back into things.
I don't need Ryan his privilege to say anything. He needs to sit down and chill out. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure Zach's mom is like an attorney or something. Like you would think that she would advise them to just
shut up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where I'm at. I was reading your guys' comments. That's what I'm saying. And he's trying to put the blame on Elena for Zack's actions. Exactly. He's trying to put the blame on you for his actions. Ryan is I don't know what the heck Ryan is, but he needs to go. Okay. No one asks Ryan for anything that he's given. So he can just go to the side and just sit on the side with Johnny. Okay. Zack is an enabler, and Gil is not a Dusty because he has a regular job. First responders are highly respected. Girl, Tracy, I didn't say that. That's what they were saying on the other channels. That's what they were saying. It wasn't me. Go talk to Janice, girl. Because it wasn't me. Zack's mom should be disappointed with her youngin. I agree. Okay, no one is checking for Ryan. Sit down. Okay, I think that's all the questions we got. Ryan needs to hush, but he still is bad. Not bad. Ew. Why? Why, girl? Why? They goofy. They'll start going in for a long time. Okay. A Dusty in regards to income. Y'all gotta go over there on Jan's channel, Alyssa. Okay, y'all go over there with that. Y'all gotta go over there with that. Ryan Bay too. Oh, I thought you were about to say he Bay. So I was like, oh no. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know if anyone has any more questions. I don't even know if you feel like answering any more questions. But I think we pretty much got to the sum of everything that was happening. And I'm glad that you told your story. I'm glad that you was honest, transparent. I'm glad that you didn't shy away from anything. You couldn't let nobody tell you nothing about yourself that you ain't already tell. Okay. Keep those qualities because that's what you need. You need to be 100% yourself.
And I have some more time if anyone does want to ask questions, but if not, it's fine.
Okay. Well, if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat. Because I don't have, I think we talked about everything we needed. I'm going to go wash my eye out, y'all. I'm sorry. It's something in my eye. Y'all can ask questions. I'll be right back.
No more Mr. Come Through and shows. Thank you. We were involved for like a month. It was actually a little bit over a month. I graduate in 2022. At this point, I'm still invested because him and his family like are keeping me invested by continuously going and trying to post things about me on social media saying that I'm the cause of his mental health issues, that I'm the reason that he's on medications and such. Like, yes, Bao broke up with Zack the day that She found everything out from me. Exactly. I had to defend myself, and I don't know if any of you guys heard me say it earlier, but I can repeat it again, that Zack was claiming that he was going to come out with this great apology and that everyone was going to forgive him and move past what happened. And so when I talked to an attorney, they were basically like, oh, he's probably going to come out and post a bunch of lies and try to discredit everything you said. So I had already had the phone call recorded for other legal reasons, and he was like, you might as well just jump the gun and put the show that you've told the truth the entire time before he goes out and tries to do that. The only other person from Married at First Sight that's reached out to me, and he hasn't even like directly reached out, he's just kind of threatened me on social media. He hasn't like come and messaged me privately or anything, is Ryan. How many other girls? As of right now, I believe it's up to like 7 or 8, but there's continuously more added every day who have all sent proof.
Well, yeah, she gonna let it go now because I told her block him. Block him, block him, block him. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it, y'all. I think y'all asked all the questions because at this point they're gonna get redundant. It's gonna be the same questions that we already asked. I do appreciate you so much, Elena, for coming up here and talking with me at the canceling on you twice after canceling on you twice, and just being open, honest, transparent, because we need that. We need people to not be afraid to speak their truth. Amy Joy said, were all the girls Hispanic, the ones that he was messing with?
Well, actually, I think one of them that came out, I think, was also Asian.
So his type is Hispanic
originally,
and Asian?
Originally, it was all Latina women that had said that, and I was not saying that because I thought in any way that Latina women are better than anyone else, or that I thought that was some sort of compliment. I was trying to show that he was fetishizing me and my culture.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up because, girl, they was coming for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They was coming for you.
And I wish all the women involved the best, and I wish Michaela the best, and because nobody really knows what she went through either, because we only saw what they chose to show us. So
he manipulated the crap out of her. The crap. Okay, watch this episode where she was done with him and they was leaving. They were supposed to be over on the couch with Dr. Pepper, and he basically talked her into like staying there. Manipulated her the same way it sounds like he does. That's why I said stop talking to him, because he does this. Okay, this is what he does. Okay. But yeah, I think that's all we got. My eyes are really bothering me. But yes, yeah, anything. I mean, that I think we summed it all up. But girl, block him. If I see another video of a recorded phone call, okay, I'm gonna call you personally and ask you why. We are officially blocking Zack. Okay, you can watch the comments and stuff and whatever the case may be, but don't let that man sneak back into your phone, your text messages, your heart, your bed, your panties, anything, nothing. Okay, nothing. Because it wasn't good, and you don't know, you can't even reminisce about the good stuff and be like, "Ooh, I want that back." No, it wasn't even good. Okay.
and like I said, like if anyone does have any questions, I will respond to them on Instagram. Again, I'm not telling you to go follow me. I'm not telling you to go do anything. I'm saying if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. My page is private, so if you do decide that you want to request, that is on you. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying if you want me to clarify anything, I will clarify it.
Right. You could put the Instagram in the chat. And then if you guys haven't heard the video, I posted it on my community post, the actual conversation that them two had. You can go over there and check it out. It's on my community post. And then I'm going to link her Instagram underneath that video so that you guys can find it easily. Yes, definitely go get 23 types of men that you're going to meet on social media, because this guy is definitely Mr. Netflix and chill. I read that one. Mr. Netflix and chill. If you didn't get a chance, I did do some commentary on Janice Hilton's 23 types of guys that you meet on social media in one of my videos that's on my community post. But you need to get that book, and she gives out great advice. So go over there and check out her channel. I promise you, she won't mislead you or misguide you. Take what you want and leave what you don't want. But there are a lot of good things in it. But she does deal with a lot of spiritual and God-fearing women. So some things you might not relate to, because I don't know your religious history, but some things you may relate to, but overall is good advice, okay? But other than that, y'all, I think we're gonna get up off of here, because I think my eye is turning red. And I'm about to go lay down and rest. I've had a long day. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.